welcome to my writing experiment. My name is Laura and I'm a writer in my late 20s living in Manchester in the UK. I'm writing a murder mystery novel set in the 1920s and I've been having a lot of fun with it, even though at times it's been getting away from me. A while ago I took a break from writing the novel because life was a bit tough. I was finding it a bit difficult to find the energy to write and the enthusiasm for it. I didn't really know where my story was going because I'd kind of sketched an outline, but I didn't have quite enough information about where my characters were going next to actually do the writing bit. So I set myself a challenge. My mum's got a philosophy that after you've taken a break from running, however long that break would be, it takes about 7 runs before you get back into feeling like you know what your legs are supposed to do. And I decided to see if that philosophy could apply to writing as well. What I want to do is I want to present to you how those writing sessions went and give you a little summary at the end of my progress. So what did I set out to do? I wanted to write for about 1,200 words per session across 7 sessions and over about a 2-week period, because I knew that I can't write every day. I work full time, so my writing happens on weekends and in the evenings, and some days I just know that I do not have the energy after work to get writing. I wanted to track my words very carefully. I wanted to vlog/record myself while I was writing. The starting point for all of this was I was at around 34,800 words at the start, which was quite well shy of halfway of the book, according to word count and according to where I was in my rough outline. So without further ado, here are the daily updates from my 7 back to writing fitness sessions. So this is my first writing sprint / my first back to the novel writing chunk. So I've got my laptop, laundry out in the background. I've got Kate Kavanagh writing sprints on TV just to keep me company. It's kind of weird to put on a YouTube video that's essentially lots of people working in silence, but hey, global writing pressure gets me writing just as much as anything else. I'm going to do another writing sprint. I've just done the first one, and in that sprint, 25-minute Pomodoro sprint, I wrote 968 words, and then I will hopefully write another about 500 this evening, and then that would strike me as a pretty good first return to writing day. Bye! Hi everyone, this is day 2.5. I say 2.5 because I had a day that I did 608, words of planning, which was quite a lot of planning and basically got me from having a very, very sketchy outline to actually having more of a clue what's going to happen towards the end of my book, which is fantastic because it means that the actual writing should go a lot smoother. I'm already taking advantage of that and getting benefit out of that, because my initial day of writing was 2 sprints of writing and 1 sprint of planning. Then I sat down the other day and I just did planning, and I planned throughout the rest of the book. So from just before the halfway point, I've planned all the way up to the final scene. It does get a little bit more hazy the further I get towards the final scene, so it's still not 100%, still lots of room to improve, and I know from what I've planned I'm going to have to go back and change some things, but that's also expected. Today I put on actually the same Kate Kavanagh video by mistake, which is fine. It's just a sprint video, so it's on and it's going in the background and it's got a Pomodoro timer, and kind of feels a bit more social than just doing the Pomodoro timer by myself. I also found a playlist of 1920s murder mystery stuff on Spotify, which I forgot to press the play button on, so I wrote in silence both 25-minute sprints. The first sprint I did 880 words, and the second sprint I did 1,114 words. So my total for the day is 1,994 words, which is friggin' amazing. If I can keep writing about 2,000 a time, slightly under 2,000 a time, 1/8 a time,
then I'll be quite a lot closer to the end by the time my writing challenge comes to its close. Okay, it's time to make some supper because I'm hungry and I've got a little sip more wine to go, and then yeah. So keep safe and I'll see you next time.
So you know you're new at this whole thing when you think you're filming yourself and then you check and you've just taken 2 selfies. Anyway, I just wanted to film a very quick update on my writing progress. So I wrote last 2 days ago on the 25th, and I did 1 writing sprint and then I ran out of concentration and awakeness. And today is Wednesday. I'm figuring out that I actually need to have a really chilled day at work if I'm also going to be writing, and if I do lots of thinking stuff at work, then writing in the evenings is a lot more difficult. I should maybe try this whole wake up at 5 a.m. thing, but it feels like a gross thing to do when it's dark and cold outside. Maybe I'll start doing that when summer comes around. But yeah, on the 25th I wrote 949 words in 1 sprint, which was pretty good. It was a 20-minute sprint as well, so it was a bit shorter, and I wrote more words than I have in other sprints, so hey, that worked. And then last night and tonight I opened my project and went me. But the reason I didn't film an update 2 days ago when I did write was because I conscientiously popped the dishwasher on and it was making a huge noise in the background, so I didn't feel like needing to learn how to take some of that sound out, and also I don't think you can take that sort of sound out of videos. Anyway, that means that I'm 4 scenes away from the midpoint in terms of writing, like 3.5 because I'm halfway through 1 scene, and I am 1,500-ish words away from the midpoint as well. So either way, I'm going to hit the midpoint really soon, which is awesome. The midpoint being 2 different things. One's a plot point thing in terms that I counted in scenes, and the other is my theoretical word count midpoint, but I know that that's probably going to be drastically changed when I need to revise everything. Anyway, tomorrow it's going to be quite a peoply day at work, so either I'll be really, really invigorated by the end of the day, or I'll be entirely flat, and we'll see how it goes. If I'm flat, I'll try to do 1 sprint, and if I'm not, then I'll try to do more. Have a great day. I'll catch up again soon.
Hi there, it's writing day number 4 of my 7 days back to kind of a decent writing habit. I've been doing much better on the writing front than I have been on the running front, but that's okay. So I last wrote on the 25th and today is the 28th, and I wrote in 3 little short sprints. I really don't like short sprints. It's not an experiment I'll be repeating. I seem to do pretty well with 25-minute sprints, so I think I'm going to try do that more in the future. So I wrote in an 11-minute sprint, a 16-minute sprint, and a 10-minute sprint. Random numbers, I know. And in those sprints, respectively, I wrote 480, 548, and then 355, which is pretty cool because it's over 1,200 words. Anyway, I'm 200 words away from the numbers midpoint of the book, which is awesome. And I wrote 2 scenes today, which is pretty cool.
Today is Saturday. It's day 5 of my writing experiment, or day 5 of writing. I've just done my 5th session, which was 2 25-minute sprints with about a 20-minute break in between, admittedly. I'm planning on going for a little walk now because it's not raining, and whenever it doesn't rain in Manchester, it feels like you should take a break and go for a walk and be outside because surely it'll rain later. In my 25-minute sprints, I wrote 713 words and then 892 words, and I'm 2 scenes away from the official midpoint, which is quite exciting. I've got probably about 200 words left of the scene that I'm finishing off to do, and yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself. I've got a little of non-novel writing that I need to work on this afternoon, a little bit of editing work for a friend, and then I will possibly manage to write another session later this evening, which I'm going to count as the 6th session, because counting 2 sprints as one session seems right to me. It seems like about a reasonable amount to do, and we'll see if I actually get there. If I don't, then I'll write my 7th session early in the coming week, but we'll see how that goes. Have a great day. Hi everyone, today is day 6 of my writing challenge, which is pretty exciting because it's one day from the end, and yes, I have already decided what writing experiment / challenge I want to do next, and I was told by my husband that I can't start it until I finish this one, so one more day left. Shockingly, really shockingly, I didn't write more yesterday, so I didn't do two days within one day, which probably is for the best. So today I wrote one 25-minute sprint and then just some more writing, but by the end of that I'd written 1,480 something words, which is pretty awesome, and I've got a scene and a half to go until I hit the midpoint, so probably by the end of my next writing day I will have reached the midpoint, which is very exciting. Cool, check in again soon. So today was day 7 of my writing experiment. It's taken me about 2 weeks, 13 days, it's taken me exactly 2 weeks, bang on the money. That makes me pretty regular with my writing, once every 2 days odd, though I definitely write in clumps of a couple of days on and then a couple of days of just being tired. Today I wrote a 25-minute sprint and then a 25-minute sprint and changed because I was so close to the midpoint. So now I've written up to the 50% mark that I've planned to write, and I'm a little bit over what 50% would be in terms of word count. I wrote 865 words in my first sprint and 1,118 words in my second sprint, which creates a total of 1,983 words for today, which is pretty darn good. Currently, my total is 47,308 words, which is freaking amazing! So that's that for tonight. Good night.
So, bringing it all together, how did I do? Well, I met or exceeded my expectations in terms of my word count goal for every single session except one. That was pretty fantastic. I figured out that when I'm doing writing sprints, it does me best to do 20 to 25 minute sprints. Anything that's shorter than that, I get very frustrated that I'm just not getting anywhere. Anything longer than that, that's when I start reaching for my phone to check Instagram or arbitrarily scrolling the internet, which is totally the opposite of what you're supposed to be doing during a sprint. I've also planned from where I was at the beginning of this process all the way to the very end of the book, with some flexibility towards the end. I admit that I don't know everything about those last few scenes or even the last few sort of major plot points, but I'm far better in terms of having a vague idea. So as I get close to there, then I can spend a little bit more time unpacking those processes and figuring out how to make them best. That was a really, really big deal for me because now I'm feeling a little bit less overwhelmed by the lack of direction and, oh my gosh, writing a book is scary, right? So let's have a look at the numbers outcome. So my first writing day, I wrote 1,848 words. Second day, 1,994 words. Third day, 949 words. Fourth day, 1,379 words. Fifth day, 1,605 words. Sixth day, 1,452 words. Seventh day, 1,983 words. So that gives me a total across the project of 11,210 words over the course of 7 days of writing over the course of 2 weeks. I also increased my total word count of the project, including all the planning that I know that shouldn't really count, but it counts for me because that was quite a big deal for me. So my current word count is 47,308 words, or approximately 56% of the way through the book. I'm past the statistical midpoint in terms of word count for an 85,000 word novel,
and I'm also past the plot midpoint at long last, so now I'm starting to get into the meatiness that is the end of the second act, and then slowly but surely I'll get to rolling down the hill towards the end, hitting the climax and tying up all the loose ends. I've got another writing experiment planned that I'm going to see how I do when I dictate my words, so watch this space for a video that explains how I'm going to run that project and then the results of that project. Have a great day. Bye!